What's going on, everybody? This is Durell, and I'm here with the fourth video of this series. So we closing it out. So today is move on to the next. And I think Ariana Grande has a song, Thank You Next, but she's talking about her ex or something like that, right? But I'm talking about something completely different, but you can plug in whatever you want. So the question for today, what is something that you moved on from? So I'm hoping that y'all were able to answer that. If you didn't, same concept, pause and go answer. But you have to be able to have what I call the next play mentality, right? So I'm the assistant coach for the men's and women's basketball team here, and that's something that I try to get my players to understand. You need to have a next play mentality. So you miss a layup, get back on defense. You have a turnover, get back on defense. You can't sit and soak and just mull over a play that didn't go your way. So flip that into today. You made a mistake with someone or on your job or whatever. Okay, take ownership. Always take ownership. Be accountable for what you're accountable for and control that. And we're gonna keep it moving. It ain't the end of the world. That's bad grammar but good English. It ain't the end of the world. We have other things to do. It's 24 hours in a day. It's so much stuff you could do. You being upset about something that happened is equivalent to you being mad that you lost 10 pennies and you have $10,000. Make it make sense. So you're worried about something that you lost that's very minuscule, and you still can make a difference with what's over here on the other side. So move on to something else. And the question that I posed to y'all before I posted this, what's something that y'all moved on from? I had a serious goal that I was gonna be able to like post content every day, and I was gonna do these text messages every day, and I'm doing all this stuff, and I realize I'm one person. So I can't necessarily do all of these things. So now I have to move on from that idea to something else. So I'm still giving you content, I'm still giving you literature, I'm still giving you books, I'm still giving you videos. It's just not at the standard and the idea that I had January 1st. So now I've moved on from that idea to this one. But that doesn't mean that you get to just throw your ideas behind you and never go back and visit them. At some point in time, either this year or next year, I'll revisit that idea of content every day. Because I'll have more knowledge, and I'll have more resources, and I'll have more friends to help me do said project. How many projects have y'all started and you realize I don't have enough hands for this? Now the follow-up question that is, did you ask for help? Men, specifically, did you ask for help? If you didn't, why didn't you? Were you afraid to move on from it because you already put it out in the atmosphere that you were going to do it? Or did you not want to look crazy because you weren't able to fulfill whatever it was, yada, yada. Whatever you want to input there, put it there. But you need to be able to move on, because you sitting and holding on to something that didn't work out is hindering you from moving on to something that is about to work out. So in the chat, say, I'm going to let that go and move forward. Put that in the chat. And if you know someone who's holding on to something that they don't need to be holding on to, tell them. At them in this video and be like, hey, it's time for you to move on from this. I'm not about to go into detail, but you need to go hear what he said. Holding on to, if I'm walking around with a backpack full of 60 pounds and I'm wondering why my leg's hurting, the reason is the backpack. But I choose to hold on to it because the backpack has sentimental value. Let the backpack go and your legs won't hurt anymore. I said something a long time ago, you can't run back into a burning house just because you remember the address. Don't. Just because you were comfortable there and you learned stuff there. Sometimes if you've done all you can do, here's a problem with them. I don't know where this came from, but I'm gonna share with you anyway. If you have a flower in a pot and the flower has grown as big as it can grow and it is beginning to outgrow the pot, do you kill the plant or do you take it out and put it in the ground so it can grow some more? 10 times out of 9, you're gonna take it out of the pot and put it in the ground so it can continue to grow. The people who are holding on to stuff and not wanting to let it go and not want to move on, you're holding on to a plant in a pot that doesn't fit anymore. Crazy analogy, but you get what I mean. Certain things you need to let go and move on, because it's gonna better you instantly and in the long run. Plus, your friends are probably tired of hearing about it. That's just the God honest truth. Some friends are gonna stick in with you and give you the same advice 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a year later. But at some point, they're gonna get real with you and be like, yeah, you held on to this way too long. So Move on to the next thing. Just type move and share that with somebody. All right? So that's the series, man. I'm glad y'all were able to stick in for all 4 videos. If you didn't, they're still up, so go back and check them out. Share it with a friend. Put it on your story. Add me what you want me to talk about, and I'll try to get that video up and together for you. But as always, man, act in love. Do the right thing because it needs to be done. Y'all take care. I'll see you next time.